Since I was a baby, I've been watching the Portuguese league, and I've seen players like Falcao, Ronaldo, Pep. The list of players, of talent goes on and on. Deco, Lucho Gonzalez, I can go on for days. Enzo Fernandez, the list goes on. But I can truly sit here and tell you that I've never seen a talent like Gyökeres play in the Portuguese league. That might shock you guys to say that and you hear that, but I've never seen someone step in and score so many goals and really turn the future of a team around. If you don't know, Sporting was a team that won the league every now and again, but not really. But this Gyökeres guy joined this club after they were in financial issues, president changes, all kinds of a mess, and he completely transforms this team into a team that wins the championship back-to-back, which they hadn't done for years upon years in the Portuguese league. And they were one of the most deadly teams to watch, the most exciting teams to watch, because Gyökeres was completely unstoppable in the Portuguese league. And before you say it's only a Portuguese league thing, he also did it in the Champions League in the few opportunities he got to play in the Champions League for Sporting. But when they were there, he was important, and he scored important goals, and he was an absolute beast. He almost won the Golden Boot for a Portuguese team. Now, that might not mean a lot to you, but the truth is you have to score more than any other league. In France, it counts for more. Your goals count for more in Spain and England. But because the Portuguese league is a lower league, every time you score, you got to score 2 to get 1 point in the Golden Boot race, pretty much. And Gyökeres nearly won it, but Mbappe stole it on the last day. With that being said, Arsenal looks like they are getting their man. Fab has started putting out massive things on social media saying, here we go, is coming very, very soon. And Gyökeres is about to be presented at Arsenal in any minute, any hour, the way it's looking. And we are excited because this man, I'm truly telling you, is going to destroy the Premier League. He is phenomenal. I believe he's a top 3 striker in the world. And honestly, Arsenal, as a Benfica fan, I must say, you are doing me a favor. Thank you for getting this man out of the Portuguese league because he is awesome. Today, we're going to find out what Gyökeres will do for Arsenal in the Premier League. Will he be a beast or will he be a flop? And before we go any further, if you enjoy this type of content, make sure to hit that thumbs up as it helps the channel grow. Make sure to subscribe so you see more videos. In the comments down below, let me know how many goals you think Gyökeres will score this season if he goes to Arsenal, which it looks like he is. As Gyökeres arrives in England, in London, to sign for Arsenal and present himself, I am very, very excited for this process. Like I said, I think he'll be absolutely insane to watch. But remember, here at Arsenal, I'm not going to do many more. I know Arsenal has many more transfers happening. They're in links with Rodrigo. I'm not going to touch any of that. I'm literally just going to mess with Gyökeres, the starting 11 they have, and we're going to see how many goals this guy can bag. And if Gyökeres can help them get over that hump. Can he help them get over that hump and actually win a Premier League? That's their goal, or win the Champions League. Can he help them in his first season? I paid a lot of money to make this deal happen, 130 million. That's not what it's going to cost in real life. And I must say this to you guys have to hear me very carefully. I don't think I've ever seen a player outside of, you guys remember Fábio Contron? Fábio Contron was a left back that played for Benfica. And Fábio Contron went to the World Cup or something with Portugal. And when he came back, he pretty much told Benfica that he didn't want to play for them no more. And there was interest from Real Madrid, and he wanted to go to Madrid. So no matter what, he would make he wanted Madrid no matter what. So it goes on. Benfica's like, oh, no, boom, whatever. Benfica has to sell him to Madrid. And then there was Enzo Fernandez, who kind of forced his way to Chelsea. But I've never seen a player really in the Portuguese league force it. I've seen them say, hey, I want to leave. But I've never seen, hey, I want to leave for this team. And Gyökeres has made it very clear he wants Arsenal. There is talks that Fab started saying he would lower his salary demands. He would lower money to make the deal happen. This man will really, it looks like he wants to play for free, bro. Like, he just wants Arsenal more than anything. And he'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. This is the type of player you want to put the Arsenal shirt on. A player like this that is absolutely giving everything to make the deal happen. You know he's going to run through brick walls for Arteta. So this is what the starting 11 looks like right now. You got Saka, Gyökeres, and my man Martinelli. And then in the middle, you have Rice and Odegaard. In the back, Nuno Tavares is there. But I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't think Nuno Tavares is he going to stay at Arsenal? I know Nuno Tavares had some success on loan. And I forgot he still belonged to Arsenal. I'm pretty sure he had some success. He was playing well. I'm not sure if you guys sold him, kept him. I'm not 100% sure on Nuno Tavares. He played 23 games in the Serie A and had 8 assists. He really did have a great season. Now, I don't know if he's back at Arsenal and gonna do preseason with you guys to try to make the 11, or if it's a permanent deal to Lazio. It looks like it was 25 million and a permanent deal. So Nuno Tavares is not going to be Arsenal's left back going forward. So what I'm gonna do is put Nuno Tavares up for sale, and then like I said, this team's gonna change way different. Y'all bought more players, sold more players. Right now, I just want to kind of get into the Gyökeres stuff, but Nuno Tavares is not gonna be here, so I'm gonna sell him because he's the highest overall left back, which means he will play if he stays. We gotta sell him. So now that Nuno Tavares is gone, by the way, great business from Arsenal. They bought him for 7 million from Benfica and sold him for 25 million. That's good business, bro. Now, I want to tell you guys really quickly because I'm going to outsmart EA. I'm going to try to outsmart EA. Havertz is like the starting striker here at this club. And I'm afraid that if I keep him as a striker, right, that they're going to play him over Gyökeres. So I'm going to make Havertz a cam, so that way Havertz doesn't take Gyökeres' position at the striker position. You get what I'm saying? We are going into the next season. Arsenal obviously has Champions League football. To start the month off in August, it's going to be Spurs, and they're going to have Chelsea in the same month. Now, I want to be honest with you, I don't know if this is the actual schedule. I don't know if EA's updated to where the real schedule or if it's just a make-believe schedule. Obviously, the Champions League is make-believe because that draw hasn't happened yet. They start off against their rivals. Let's find out what Gyökeres can do. Month 1 is officially done, and let's just say a very mediocre start to the season for Arsenal, but they did have very tough games. Now, this is a very funny month because Sporting players are going to dominate man of the match. 1-1 draw between Spurs, and an ex-Sporting player, Porro, gets man of the match. Well done to Porro, bro. They're old right back, right? Then they go and win a game, their first win of the season for Arsenal, and guess what? It's a Gyökeres man of the match. Well done to Gyökeres. They go play Chelsea, and people are going to say, you know, can Gyökeres bag against big teams? Well, he got man of the match against Chelsea as well. So back-to-back man of the match performances for Arsenal's brand new sign, their brand new superstar striker, right? And the number 9 himself, what did he pick up? He picked up 4 goals in 3 appearances. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Gyökeres. This is what he does, bro. 4 goals in 3 appearances, 1 for Rice, 1 for Saka. That's a pretty darn good start for Gyökeres, but a very poor start for Arsenal. And the poor start is going to get even scarier. By the way, I do believe this is a make or break season for Arteta. I could be absolutely wrong, and maybe Arsenal's going the Wenger way where they're never going to sack this man. But I just think that this season really, really is a make or break. Speaking about a make or break season, you get Spurs and Chelsea to start the season off, but now you have Liverpool and then Real Madrid. Like, bro, this season could not get any harder for Arsenal, the opening to this season. It is incredible. Every single month, they are playing a massive team. Let's see how September goes. Whoa, man, whoa, what just happened is crazy. And it happened because of Saka. Let me explain, bro. First of all, they did not lose in the month of September, and they had Liverpool and Real Madrid. That's crazy. Saka gets man of the match against Liverpool. Crazy performance. They then beat Real Madrid, the highlight of the season so far, 3-1, beating Xabi Alonso's Real Madrid. Saka, man of the match. And this is where everything changes. They go win another game 3-1 in the Premier League. Saka, man of the match. They go win a cup game 4-1 against Southampton. That's when one of our midfielders are going to get man of the match there. Congratulations. We then go beat Wolves 3-2. And in that performance, Saka drops another man of the match performance. Then they go beat Celtic from Scotland 3-1, and that's going to be a Gyökeres man of the match. What a month of September. They showed they could bang with the best of them. And even though they've played Spurs, Chelsea, and Liverpool to start the Premier League, they're in 4th place and 2 points behind Man City. You have to say that's a great start to the season based off the teams they played. You would like to see them pick up more wins in the big matches. You got to win at least one of them, either Spurs, Chelsea, or you got to win one. But it's still a really good place to be in. A really, really good place to be in. And with that being said, Saka must be absolutely bagging goals left, right, and center because that boy got like 4 man of the matches in the month of September. Let's check out the stats really quickly. The performances, well, you can see Odegaard, Gyökeres, all on 9. Saka, where's Saka? Did I miss him? Saka's on 9 as well. Yo, look at this. Saka has 8 goals, so does Gyökeres. Very impressive. Both players are 1 goal away than having the same amount of goals for appearances. Very, very nice. But Gyökeres' form did slow down a bit because he was like 4 for 3, and now he's 8 for 9. Remember, he had like 4 goals in 3 games. He also has 1 assist, and Saka has 4. 3 of those goals come in the Champions League for Gyökeres, 5 come in the Premier League. You love to see it, boy. That boy is cooking, man. He has an 8.9 average in the Champions League. Well done for Gyökeres. That month was fantastic for Arsenal. They really turned a leaf, and you hope it continues in November as they'll see Fulham to start it, and in the Champions League they'll see Inter Milan. Very tough game right there. So really tough month here of October. Hopefully they could do really well. Let's get into it. I've been trying to warn people about this Gyökeres guy. Fulham 3-1 victory, Gyökeres man of the match. 4-2 victory against West Ham, Gyökeres man of the match. 1-0 win against Inter Milan, Odegaard man of the match. Leeds, they win it 2-0, Odegaard man of the match. Then they have a cup match, they win that 2-1, Odegaard man of the match. So you had Saka stepping up, Gyökeres stepping up, and now you have Odegaard stepping up. And when you got 3 players stepping up, you better be real careful. The world better be careful, because that means that team is beasting and feasting. As you can see, they are 2 points away from catching Man City. Man City is having a great season, but so is Arsenal, man. Very well done. 6 wins, 3 ties. They really stepped it up after that shaky start to the season. They have turned it around massively, and it's really down to my boy Gyökeres and Saka and Odegaard. Look at this. 14 games played, 13 goals. I'm telling y'all right now, bro, go look up his numbers in the Portuguese league. This guy, based off numbers, should be recognized as one of the best strikers in the world. And like I said, if it wasn't for Mo Salah and my boy Mbappe, he would have gotten the golden boot. Trust me, y'all, this is a very good player. I'm not lying to you guys. Saka with 10 goals, Odegaard with 3 and a couple assists. And guess what? Gyökeres is getting involved with the hold up and passing as well. He got 2 assists already. White with 3, Odegaard with 4, and my boy Saka with 5. Let's continue, man. This is a fantastic season so far for Arsenal. It's a dream start for them, to be honest. Now we're going into November, where you're going to play Real Sociedad, Manchester United, oof, man, Frankfurt, that's tough. That's a tough week to end it. That's a tough week. This is about to be this is the month that really makes or breaks the season. I truly believe that. I wouldn't say a good month. I wouldn't say a bad month. The big hiccup was against Forest. Here we go, man. They win 3-0 in the Premier League. Saka receives man of the match. They then go back into the Champions League, where they must be in first place at this point, because they beat Real Sociedad 4-1, and Saka receives a man of the match. Then the shocker, the first loss of the season comes in November. It's against Forest. It's the first time Arsenal has lost a game this season. They then go play Manchester United, which they tied 2-2 in a game they probably should have won, if I'm being honest with you. They then go beat Frankfurt 2-1. And then the big game, they're playing a team that was in front of them, Man City. You probably have to steal points from the fact that you lost the game and tied the game. You probably need to steal points here, and they couldn't. Rice is going to receive man of the match against Man City, but we got to say not a great month. And yeah, we knew Man City was going to take advantage of that. Still in second place is Arsenal on 26 points, but now trailing Man City by a few. You don't want that gap to get too big. You know, Man City doesn't drop a lot of points, so you got to keep that gap close, but let's not freak out. They're having a great Champions League campaign. They're having a pretty good Premier League campaign. First loss of the season only came in November. So they could turn this around. For sure, we could turn this around. I know they could turn this around, especially when having Saka, Gyökeres, and Odegaard. 16 goals for Saka now. Gyökeres has slowed down a little bit, lads. 20 good games played, 14 goals, 4 assists. He's been more on the assist stuff now, 2 assists over the last few games, but he definitely slowed up in front of goals. Saka did not. He has 16 goals right there. Odegaard with 4. So we see Gyökeres kind of slowed down. Hopefully he can step it back up. 10 of those goals come in the Premier League, 4 come in the Champions League. 2 assists also come in the Premier League for Gyökeres. So still a very good start to the Arsenal career for Gyökeres, but you want to see this team in first place. Going into the next month, you got Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. A very favorable month here, I would say. Aston Villa is a big one because they're the team that's trailing you in 3rd place. You also have Fulham in the Cup. Let's see if Gyökeres can get back to some man of the match performances. Everything was going so right until December 29th, when I don't know if they were just like, you know, they were partying from the holiday breaks, but they tied at Everton. But before we get there, let's talk about this Saka and his Ballon d'Or campaign he's putting up here. Man of the match performance against Brighton in a 2-1 victory. Center mid's gonna get man of the match. I think it's our center mid. Aston Villa won that 3-1. By the way, we need to talk about this. They beat Bayer Leverkusen 1-0, which means they haven't dropped any points in the Champions League yet. And they've played Bayer Leverkusen and Real Madrid in there. That's absolutely insane. They go beat Newcastle. Guess what? Saka man of the match. But then after that game, that's when my boy Gyökeres is going to get his swagger back. They're going to beat Fulham 3-0. My man Gyökeres gets man of the match. Crystal Palace 2-0 victory. Gyökeres gets man of the match. They beat the Bees 3-1. That's where Saka gets man of the match. And then they tied to Everton, which kind of slowed down what they were doing. But guess what? Arsenal is now officially in first place. It was a beautiful December. Santa Claus came early for them, baby. He jumped in there and gave them first place. 12 wins, 6 draws, 1 assist, 43 goals scored, 22 against. They have one of the best defense in the Premier League, one of the best attacks in the Premier League. No, that's the best attack in the Premier League. 43 goals is the best attack in the Premier League. They are now officially in first place, and in the Champions League, they are not going to the playoffs. I don't think there's any way they can make the playoffs anymore. They are directly in because they have, look at their points, bro. They have 18 points. They're in. There's no way they can rest the players the rest of the way, bro. They cannot they cannot go to the playoffs. They've done it, bro. They're cooking at this point, man. Let's go check out my boy Gyökeres and Saka because, like I said, Saka's on this Ballon d'Or campaign right now. Hold on, bro. My man Saka with 21 goals and 8 assists. My goodness, that's ridiculous. And look at Gyökeres, 19 goals and 6 assists, bro. Stop playing on Gyökeres, bro. That is crazy. A brand new league, a brand new team, a brand new system, a brand new stadium, food, everything's different for this guy, you know? And he's able to bag 19 goals in his first season so far. That is crazy. One thing I do want to see is who the top goal scorer in the Premier League is right now. I thought it was going to be Saka. It's not. Damn, Watkins has 16, Haaland has 14, Gyökeres has 14, Saka has 12. My man Diogo Jota, I love you, my brother. I love you, my brother, man. So sad, man. I love you, my brother. 10 goals from my boy Jota in the Premier League in the top 5, man. May he rest in peace, man. Unbelievable that Gyökeres is able to be up there with Haaland. Speaking of Haaland, look at this, bros. They got Brighton. They got these cup games right here, bro. This is crazy. They get Manchester United in the EFL Cup or whatever it's called, and then they get Liverpool in the FA Cup. So the Liverpool game's probably more important. This is tough, man. Brighton, Man United, Liverpool, Man City. That is brutal. That is brutal. That's a brutal 3 weeks right there. And then you got an Italian team here. And I think that might be the last game of the Champions League. I think you have 2 more. Yeah, see, that's the last game of the Champions League, which means, lads, they're going in. They're going directly through. They don't have to play no playoffs. With that being said, it's January. They also have Spurs in this month. I feel like they're going to lose first place. I hope I'm wrong. Wow, what a month, bro. Like, really, I know they tied a Brighton to kick off January. Saka man of the match, but look at this. They knock out Manchester United with the Odegaard man of the match performance, and they advance in the EFL Cup. They then knock out Liverpool 4-2. That's going to be a Gyökeres man of the match. They advance in the FA Cup. They tied a Man City 1-1, and that's going to be a Haaland man of the match. Congratulations to him, but that was another big game, and honestly, if they were still in first place, a tie, you take that. They go win another game in the Premier League 2-1, and Gyökeres receives man of the match. Time to go play back in the Champions League as you face an Italian team, and that's going to be Gyökeres with another man of the match. They then play Spurs, their rivals. They win that game 3-0, and finally, they share some wealth because Saliba's going to receive a man of the match. Finally, our defense gets some recognition here, and they win their final game in the Champions League 3-0. Don't know who got man of the match, but they win their last game in the Champions League, which now means, lads, they went completely undefeated in the Champions League. Let that sit in. 50 points for Arsenal at this point, also with 50 goals for. 50 goals for and 25 against. Wow. I don't know what else to say there. And in the Champions League, lads, they put up 24 points, 8 games, 8 wins with 19 goals and 5 against. Probably one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the Premier League. In the Champions League. That is just ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Insane January and insane beginning to mid-season now that this team they got the mid-season like this. This is crazy. I hope it doesn't all come crumbling down, and I hope Arsenal can see it off. Check this out now, lads. 36 games played, 27 goals. I told y'all, man, this guy is absolutely serious. He played 8 games in the Champions League. He scored 8 goals with 2 assists. He played 23 games in the Premier League. He scored 15 goals. He played 4 in the Cup, scored 2 goals. He played 1 game in the FA Cup, scored 2 goals. Unbelievable. Saka has 24 goals and 9 assists. This is just crazy. Are y'all seeing these stats, bro? This is ridiculous, man. We are now going to jump into the next month. This month is going to have no Champions League football for them because they, I don't think they get Champions League football in this month because do they rest because the playoffs would happen, or maybe towards the end of February. Actually, there might be games. We might get it once the playoffs happen. But Manchester United is away. So they didn't knock out Manchester United. I think there's 2 legs in that game. But they 2-0'd them, so I think they'll advance. Let's go. The first game's against West Ham. Some games here you would have liked Arsenal to win, right? West Ham, they tied 3-3. And look, the guy's name starts with a T. I'm not going to say it because y'all going to make fun. I say his name so poorly, y'all are going to make fun of me, so I'm not going to say it, okay? But it starts with a T. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Then you go play Manchester United 3-1 in the Cup, and this is a 5-1 on aggregate. Gyökeres, man of the match. They then have another Cup game where they win 3-2. This is the FA Cup. Gyökeres is going to get man of the match again. They then go on and beat Fulham 2-1. And again, it's the dude with a T. And I'm not gonna say it because y'all gonna straight bully me, bro. Y'all are gonna bully me, so I'm not gonna say it. Then they go back into the Premier League, and it's a 3-1 victory. Gyökeres receives man of the match. They then go play Leeds United, where they drop points. Another tie here, not good, bro. You can't lose that. You can't do that. And I got one game right here that I want to show you guys really quick. FA Cup. Hopefully they advance here in the FA Cup. It's going to be an Odegaard man of the match performance, and it's going to be a 3-1 victory for Arsenal. Lads, I don't know if you guys just saw that, but going into March, they are playing Bayern Munich, which is going to be a very, very tough game. You guys know that's one of the strongest teams out of Germany, the strongest team out of Germany. Harry Kane, who used to play for Spurs, is going to be playing back in London, where he lived for so long, playing against Arsenal, a team that you know he don't really like. So this is going to be very, very interesting. But did they lose first place? That's the question that's at hand right now, because as you guys know, that wasn't a real good result. Before I check if they lost first place or not, or there was a couple bad results in that month, we should say. Before we do that, we need to see Gyökeres, 43 games, 32 goals and 8 assists. Saka in 43, 28 goals and 11 assists. By the way, Saka and Gyökeres have not missed a match. And here's the homie right here. Okay, I'm not gonna say his name, but as you can see, he has 12 goals. Odegaard has 9 and 9. Very, very well done. This team is cooking, man. This team is playing great ball, but I'm not even sure if they're great balls enough to have them in first place because, like I said, they slipped up. And I want to also say, wait, why can I find? I was like, why can't I find? And I also want to say they got very unlucky to get Arsenal. Liverpool versus Barcelona, Bayern Munich versus Arsenal, Atletico Madrid versus AC Milan, PSV versus Bayer Leverkusen. You got PSG versus Juve. You got Frankfurt versus Madrid. You got Dortmund versus Inter. The RB. This is crazy games, bro. This is an action-packed round of 16. My goodness, there's some monstrous games right there. All the good teams went through. But to quickly check out the Premier League to see if they are able to still be in first place even with 2 ties. And the answer is yes, but they're tied on points with City now. So they let City close like that 4-point gap they had or something. City has closed it now because of 2 ties. That's very, very unfortunate. We could see them go out of the Champions League here, but remember, they didn't lose any games. So hopefully they can get by Bayern. They tied to Everton once this season. They got to win that game. They also got to win this game. And you know what, Les? This might be a final. I think the Aston Villa game is a final. That is a final for them. So let's see how March goes. Here we go. This is about to be, oh man, I'm nervous. Truly heartbreaking stuff here, man. Truly, truly, truly. Gyökeres gets a man of the match as they beat Bayern 3-2, right? So they're on top of the world. They beat Bayern. They're feeling good. They then go into the Everton game, and Marino, hopefully I said his name right, wins the man of the match for a 4-2 victory against Everton. They go back into play Bayern. Musiala gets man of the match, and I believe they go out on penalties here. I believe they get eliminated on penalties. So this undefeated campaign in the Champions League, right? And also Gyökeres to play 10 games and score 9 goals, right? This perfect campaign for Gyökeres. They end up going out on penalties to Bayern Munich. So the dream's over the Champions League. Saliba's posting beside the trophy as they win their first silverware against Aston Villa. They take the EFL Cup home. They then go back into West Ham where they play the FA Cup, and that's where the homie with a T, okay? He's going to win man of the match. And then the goalkeeper, our goalkeeper, is going to get man of the match against Chelsea as they win that game to keep their Premier League hopes absolutely alive. And now they're 3 points clear of Man City. Excuse me, but Man City, let's not talk too early. Man City still have a game to play, so they could be tied on points still. I just feel like it's going to go to Man City, bro. I feel like this season was perfect, and it's crumbling down because of a penalty shootout. Oh, man, not good. 37 goals in 49 games, lads. 17 come in the Premier League, 10 for 10 in the Champions League, guys. Every game he played, he scored in the Champions League. 10 goals, 10 games in the Champions League, 2 assists on top of that. What a Champions League performance right there. But he goes crashing out in the round of 16. Saka with 30 goals in 49. Again, still one of the best teams in all of Europe, the way they're playing. But we could end up seeing them only walk away with the freaking the EFL Cup. But look here, lads, because they play a final. That's a final, I believe. I think that might be the is that the final of the FA Cup? No, I don't think it's the final. I think this is the semifinals of the FA Cup. I want to say this the semifinals. This month's hard. Manchester United, Forest, Wolves, Liverpool. Oh my goodness. Here comes April. Here comes when champions are made. This is it. I would say this is a pretty darn good month. You play Manchester United 4-1 victory, Saka man of the match. You beat Forest 5-1, huge result. Marino man of the match. You then go play Wolves, and I believe it's our left back that gets man of the match in a 2-1 victory. You then play the amazing Liverpool in a 2-2 draw. Odegaard is going to get man of the match. And then you win a penalty shootout in the FA Cup to advance there. Gyökeres gets man of the match. Going into May, you're going to get a FA Cup final against Spurs. You got Newcastle, Aston Villa. You got the Bees, and you got Crystal Palace. Talk about an action-packed month. But guess what? The tie. How do they get that? How do they get? Hold on. 5, 6, 7. How do they get, lads? How do they get that many points ahead? We only tied one game. I'm so confused, y'all. How did they jump that much? Were we not tied on points if they won? So wait, am I doing math wrong here? Hold on, wait, let me see something. So if they, oh yeah, 2 points, right? Let me see, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, that one tie. Yeah, no, my bad. My quick math was bad math. Damn, that one tie sent them to second place. Let's see how the last month of the season goes. Wow, this is crazy, bro. They're gonna lose the league. Wow, man. This like shocking to me. Unbelievable. They played Newcastle. They win 4-1. How can a season so well go like this? The homie that starts with a T, he gets man of the match. They tie to Aston Villa. Then they tie back in the Premier League 2-2, right? The homie that starts with a T gets man of the match there as well. Odegaard gets man of the match as they win the FA Cup. So they won the EFL Cup and the FA Cup. So two trophies coming their way. That's good. Against the Bees, the goalkeeper is going to get man of the match, Arsenal's goalkeeper, and they lose to Crystal Palace. Lads, they lose the league. After a season that they just had, they actually lose the Premier League. They come in second place. City wins the trophy. City went pretty much undefeated there to end the season, and Arsenal couldn't keep up. And they lose the Premier League to Arsenal, to City. But they win the FA Cup. They win the EFL Cup. They won both of those. The Champions League goes to Real Madrid as they knock off RB. The Europa League goes to Napoli. Very well done for Napoli there. And with the stats that Gyökeres put up, and you still don't win the Premier League, I just don't know what's going to get Arsenal over the hump. This was mental. 41 goals for Gyökeres in the Premier in for Arsenal, his first season in 60 games with 12 assists. Lads, that is 53 contributions. 38 games in the Premier League, 20 goals. 10 games in the Premier League, in the Champions League, 10 goals. The FA Cup, 6 games, 6 goals. EFL Cup, 6 games, 5 goals. This guy was crazy. He did everything you could ask for a striker, and they still came up short. I want to check the top goal scorer in the Premier League really quickly. It is going to be Haaland who wins top goal scorer with 31 goals. Watkins with 20. My boy Gyökeres with 20. Saka with 20, so all three of them tied pretty much, and then João with 19. Lads, hope you guys enjoyed it. Not even Gyökeres putting up a trillion goals can get Arsenal that Premier League title that they want, but I truly believe this is the number 9 they need. EA Sports sees the way I see it, but I'm telling you right now, man, I watched this guy in the Portuguese league, and I don't know if I've ever seen anybody better. He is absolutely insane in the Portuguese league, and I think he'll be insane for Arsenal as well. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Very, very fun playthrough right there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, smash thumbs up, subscribe, turn your bell on, and I will see you guys next time. I'm hearing rumors about Rodrigo to PSG. We might got to get cooking next.